Hello and welcome to a quick tutorial all about Wick editor and starting up your project. So I've gone onto the Wick editor website, and as you can see you've got some tutorials at the top there, and you can launch the editor here. And just before I start, by all means use the tutorials that they have on this website. They are endless. This one that I'm doing is specifically for the task for your assignment, to try and make it as simple as possible for you. So when you are ready, you can go on Launch Editor and it will take you onto another tab. It's got some information down here, but if you just click Try It. If you have practiced with this before or have done a project, you can load a previous one, but hopefully you would have saved it and have your own copy downloaded. If not, you could just click New and it will come up with a screen like this. So just a quick overview then. So this middle bit here, this is called a stage. So not like in theatre, but this is where the animation or the activities actually happen. Anything in this grey area will not be seen, so you can zoom in and out. So you've just got to make sure when you are designing that you keep within the white. If you do have any assets or backgrounds that you're making and they do come on the outside, that is fine if you want them to be there. Just be aware that they will not be shown. Sometimes you might want to have a background which slides across from the outside. That is what this area is there for. So, what we have at the top here, we have a brush tool. So you can quickly draw, you can change the size of the brush, as well as the smoothness of it. So you can see it's more like an airbrush, but it's slightly slower to work. You have a pencil. This is a lot thinner, but again you can change the thickness of it. You have an eraser. You can also see you can just press E and it will do this for you, but that will erase whatever you have done. This first one actually I should have showed you is the cursor. You can click on any object and hit the backspace or the delete button up here, and that will easily get rid of that whole shape for you. Also, whilst you're on one of these brush tools, you can change the colour of the inside and the outside. So the inside is the fill and the outside is the stroke, so the outline of the graphic. You can also do things like you can create rectangles, so you can create a whole rectangle. And at the moment you can see that the outline is black. If you weren't too happy about that, you can delete the shape and just change the colour just in here. So you might want to have a green inside and a yellow outside, and you might want to change the thickness to something like 36. So what that looks like. Ah, lovely and garish. Okay, so let's delete that one. You've also got the same for the Eclipse tool. You've got a line tool in there, and the others you just need to have a practice, have a look, and see if they are something that you might want to use. But you've got the basic shapes and brush tools in there as well as pencil. So what you'll notice up here as well, you have the delete, you've got copy and paste, or if you're on a PC you can go Control C to copy and Control V to paste. You've also got your undo and redo. Okay, so you'll see over here you've got new, open, export, save. So if you have your first one just as a basic, if you have your first one as a basic background and you just don't like the whole project, you just want to start again, you can click new. If you've got one that you've previously saved, you can click open and choose it from your files. You've got export. This is for once you've finished your project, and you can export it in either as an animated GIF, a video. If you're doing interactive elements, you can do it as a zip archive to make it easy to view. You've got HTML if you wanted this to go onto your website or onto a portfolio. You've got images. I would suggest if you have quite a lot of things in your timeline, you will not want an image sequence unless you want hundreds of images clogging up your workspace. SVG, that's scalable vector graphics, so that will be able to be scalable. So you could create, I don't know, like a scene on here and then export it as an image, so that can be scalable. Or you've purely got audio, but this would only export the sounds that are within this. So you've got some other things here, more for like zooming in and out and more animation basic stuff, but I won't spend too much time on that. That's more for the animation and cinematic techniques that you can add to your work. So you may notice that there's this big long timeline at the bottom, and it's got similar things that you should be used to with layers. So again, if you can't remember, a layer is a building up of graphics. Whichever is on the top layer is displayed first before anything below it. When we start putting together some projects, you'll see that how it works. It's the same as Photoshop or any other Adobe software that we've practiced in with class. The last thing that I wanted to show you was just this asset library here. Now, when I gave you the original brief, I told you that you can find, or you can source images and sounds from elsewhere, such as Pixabay or bensound.com, or you can create assets yourself in such as like Illustrator, or even Adobe Animate if you've created anything in there. But the way you add it is you just click plus. Oh, no you don't, that's what is already in there. So it gives you some examples and some sounds. There's some preset assets which are within the program. What you need is upload assets, so you click that one. And here are some assets that I saved previously. So I don't know, I quite like this island here that I saved from Pixabay. So let's click open. Now you'll notice it won't actually come onto your screen. You need to click the frame, because these would all be frames where you want it to appear. Click on here and you'll see this pops up saying add asset to canvas. It's even got the name of the image on there as well. So if you click add, you'll see that it appears, but you'll also notice that this is bigger, I think, yeah, than the white space. So you might need to hold shift and click it, hold shift, and it will let you make it smaller so that it fits within this white space here. And then it doesn't matter if it overlaps slightly, but again it will only show that space. Okay, so that's a quick overview of the Wick editor, and this is a great program and it's free to use. You just need to have some good decent internet. So I always use Chrome for when I'm practicing with this, but in the next tutorial I'll go through creating some basic backgrounds, and then after that how you can easily add buttons to your work. Okay, so thank you for watching, and I hope this has been helpful. This may take a bit of practicing, but once you do get to grips with it, it's fantastic to use. Okay, so thank you.